And since you guys are wing T guys, I'll send you the PowerPoint. Fact of the matter is, a lot of guys are out there running the wing T and they don't understand it. They're running the plays of the wing T, but they're not running the philosophies of the wing T. Okay. You got to understand the lookalike blocking and group those together. And really, wing T was really going to be boiled down to the formations. Okay. We know that everything comes in a series, so you got to coach it that week in series. Make your kids understand that really these 4 buck sweep plays are one play. All the stuff in the bellies is really one play. So when you got a wing with no motion, this is it. You just start cutting it down and make it easier on your kids. And since we flop our defense, this is easy for us. So the kids on the weak side just worry about belly sweep, Sally, boot, and toss, since there's no motion. The guys on the tight end side, they're thinking, bucking down, okay? Interior guys got it. This is their guard trap. And the wing T teams obviously run the guard trap most of the time to the tight end side. If the wing goes in motion, now we've got something else to worry about. I'm going to try to get to the practice schedule here if I can speed this up. Really important that you get lined up. You've got to be able to line up properly, okay? So our stud in is not going to move when they start playing games with a tight end. Our Falcon knows 2 running backs. He's a C8 player. He's in the C gap at 8 yards, okay? So our kids have to know how to line up against this stuff because the wing T guys are going to do some unbalanced stuff and play some games. So you got to be prepared. I'm not going to widen my stud out because that's what they want you to do. They want you to widen the D end out with that tight end to open up the buck in the down hole. Another thing that really hurts wing T teams is to get a guy in the strong A gap, because when they pull the right guard on bucking down, this tackle is supposed to go down and get him. Well, when he tries to get our nose guard, what's my D tackle taught to do? Put hands on him and basically block the right tackle from getting the nose guard. So now what happens is the right guard pulls and the nose guard just shoots through. On paper, you're going to tell me your center's going to scoop that, but he won't. Another thing that gives us a lot of problems is when they stack the guards. When they stack the guards, it makes guard trap really hard to run. When you stack the guards also, it presents some problems on the belly side. Yeah, we'll cross block it. When you stack the guards, but it's so tight in there. And if the DN squeezes and then they tell the wing or the halfback that he has to split the cross block to get to this backer, and he can't because the DN is squeezing and this thing gets all congested. And now he scrapes the closed door. He gets over here and it's a problem. So stacking the guards does definitely present some problems for us. Okay. That doesn't change our defense. We step inside, sting half a man, step inside, sting half a man. Double wings. Okay. That changes our Falcon now. Now our Falcon, because there's 2 wings, our Falcon's going to move over into the A gap. Okay. Because this tends to be a passing formation for the wing T teams. We really are praying that they go in motion in this formation, because when they go in motion, then they get back to the more predictable wing T formation. Another thing we've had a lot of success doing is moving either our nose guard or both our nose guard and tackle a yard with the ball. If you're facing a wing T team that you know is not going to throw the ball, then just give them up as pass rushers, get them a full yard off the ball, and now they can really pursue down the line. Now, I have had a team on our schedule, very good double wing team that was very hard to stop. Foot to foot was really coming at us. And when we started flexing our guys off, that messed them up, because now our nose guards and tackles could just scrape and follow the pullers and go and get off those nose blocks. This is the old back in the day, University of Arizona was running that Arizona Swarm. And then way back, if you're as old as me, the Cowboys, right, used to run that flex defense and flex their 3-tech off the line. Okay, let's go through the wing T teams, right? So this is a wing T clinic, so I'm assuming you already know these plays. But how does this tie into our defense? Okay, so a classic buck sweep play. Everybody's gonna do their thing and step down and squeeze. Okay, but we got guards pulling, right? So let me get, oh, where my mouse went. There we go. So when this guard pulls, this tackle is going to immediately redirect and go join the party, okay? But this tackle's got to make sure that their tackle does not get to our backer. We're going to crush them hard with our hands and then come down the line. We don't have to have our hands on them very long. If we give them a really good pop and hit them with our hands and then redirect them a little bit, it buys our linebacker enough time. If we get this linebacker right here, then this tackle will never get him. Now, this guard's pulling. So his first thought has to be guard trap, not buck sweep. It has to, so he's going to come hard off the cheek of that nose, realize that both guards pulled, and then get over here behind that D tackle because the D tackle has hands on that guy, okay? We already talked about our stud's going to squeeze, so we get it. The wing's going to get that block, but now the wing can't block anybody else. Our stud's going to take out two guys so that everybody else can scrape to it. Remember, the defensive end has empty hands. That's our counter player, stack and stay. Okay, so there's the pullers. And then that's what the backfield, so because the stud took out two players, we think that that backside pulling guard, this backside pulling guard here, when he pulls through, he's got to get our Falcon and our Mike, and hopefully our Bull's getting there also if the tackle's doing his job and putting hands like he's supposed to. Okay, this looks great on paper, but our stud and tackle are really going to drive this thing down. And now we're going to have three guys come over the top and only one pulling guard, okay? Because we read guards and read uncover linemen, this is easy for us, okay? Stacking the guards, okay, could present some problems. Now, the wing T rules, the center is supposed to go play side. Some people, and I'm one of them, I block the center back and have the fullback go through, and I have my fullback go through, and try to pick up that backer. So we better be gone Johnson, right? We can't wait. If that guard pulls, you got to go. He pulls away, you have opposite A, okay? Head up linemen, like I said, really give us problems. So he's got to come and take on that pulling guard. He's got to take on that pulling right guard, and he needs to take him on in the backfield and be the hammer, not the nail. Don't stand there and let the guard come to you. You go attack that guard. We would actually like this stud making a collision somewhere in there. Okay? Our tackle is going to see the pulling guard and redirect off that down block, nose guard redirect, and we got linebacker scraping. Our Falcon, we call our Falcon in this defense the adjuster. Our Falcon is the adjuster. Basically, if linebackers do get blocked, which happens, we can't expect our linebacker to be free every time. Our Falcon has to fit the hole that the linebacker should have fit. Remember, we think of our Falcon as a linebacker, not a safety. Quarterback and wing, you got to follow the backside rules. Okay? The strong A gap, this is what I was talking about, gives us problems. On paper, this looks great. The right tackle is going to down block that one tech. So on paper, this looks great, doesn't it? But our D tackle is going to collision this guy and push him into the center so that our nose guard can shoot there and wreak havoc. Okay. I'm going to show you a read blitz also that gives us problems. So kind of the same thing. Those guys are taking care of backside pursuit. And there it is. So if those D linemen are all doing their jobs, our spur takes on the pulling guard, and now we got a backside guard trying to block three people, okay? And because we've assigned these guys to counter boot reverse, it frees up our backside FBI, our backside linebacker, to really go be a headhunter, okay? Guard trap. Remember I told you, if they double the nose, the D tackle is pitching a tent. Our D tackle should be there. There should be no hole there. Our D tackle is going to work all the way down the center and just close that up the whole time. Really, I know it's the Bulls' job because the guard's going to pull, but really our D tackle should just be collisioning this thing all night long, okay? And forcing them, they're not going to run guard trap. I'm going to force them over there and run their down in the buck, okay? We have to vice because the ball's coming inside, and there it is, okay? Stacking the guards. This gives us a lot of problems because our guard really has to step. But now because we're squeezing, what happens is they collision. And so now the right guard never gets to the backer. And the pulling guard gets confused and thinks the right guard's blocking the guy, and he keeps running and doesn't block anybody out. What happens eventually is the right guard fights through and does try to go to the backer who's not there anymore. And then our D tackle is just sitting there, nobody blocked him, and it's a collision. We run midline, tackle trap, guard trap. When you're in straight head up twos, it messes us up and messes those plays up. That strong A gap. All it does is it forces the fullback to bounce one hole wider, and now they're going to do a long pull, and they're going to try to kick our three tech, right? But our three tech, again, he's squeezing. He's squeezing. So now we've closed this door so that our linebacker can hit that fullback when he bounces. Waggle, well, I already told you that the backside in has quarterback, but this is a little different because it's not a naked boot. The wing T teams are going to pull guards. So, yeah, he's got quarterback. Yeah, he starts off stack and stay. He picks up the fullback coming out in the flats. Even if the end and the Willie mess up a little bit, the Mike and Bull are gone right now because of the guards pulling. And the Bull has the quarterback. We call that a read blitz or a straight blitz. Our Bull is going to come full speed ahead and get that quarterback. Your Willie cannot come up. Okay? Your Willie, he cannot come up at the quarterback waggling out. He's going to pick up the fullback in the flats, right? When they try to sneak this fullback out, our Willie picks that up. Our Bull and Mike are going to go after that quarterback right now. Why don't we have to leave our Mike back? Because we have a stack and stay player. Our Falcon's going to pick up the tight end drag. Our corner's going to take the wing on the backside post. So that's what it looks like. There it is. Okay? That's how we would defend that. Okay? Stacking the guards, I talked about that and how that looks. Okay, belly play. You can't run belly against this defense. I'm just telling you, people have tried. Weak side ISO. It just doesn't work because our nose is already stepping in the A gap. Our defensive end has B gap. I got two backers there and a Falcon. You've got a two-man surface. Even if you throw the fullback in, that's three blockers. And I got the nose, the end 2, Mike and Bulls 4, Falcon 5. It's 5 against 3. It just ain't going to work. What I really would be cognizant of is that quarterback pulling the ball. Okay. Right. And if the quarterback pulls the ball, remember the Will's vicing and he's got to get the quarterback. Of course, they could jab and run Sally or tackle trap, which I've got drawn in a dash line. Well, that's their problem. That's their problem. Okay. So that's what we would look like against belly. We're just going to man up on that splitting out there. If we stack the guards, they're going to cross block. And I told you because the end is going to squeeze that thing, it gets really congested. We're not going to teach our defensive end to squeeze that week we're playing you. This is just what we do. Okay. People always ask me what defense gives us those problems. I say the teams that stick to their base, the teams that are really good at teaching their base, the teams that are just really technically sound. And they started back in spring ball. They started back in June teaching these techniques to their players instead of wasting a whole bunch of time putting in a million blitzes and a million coverages.